Welcome to topic 2 of the Azure series. In the previous video we talked about what Azure is at a conceptual level. Today we are going hands-on. We are going to walk through the Azure Portal, the web-based interface where you manage everything in Azure. The Azure Portal is your control center. It lives at portal.azure.com and runs entirely in the browser. No software to install. Every Azure service, virtual machines, databases, storage accounts, networking can be created, configured, and monitored from here. For developers this is important, you do not always have to use the portal. Azure also has a command line interface and REST APIs. But the portal is where you start when learning, because you can see and click through options rather than memorizing commands. It also gives you a visual representation of your infrastructure, what is running, what it costs, and whether anything is broken. Think of it as the cockpit for your cloud environment. Let me walk you through creating your account because there are a few things worth knowing up front. Go to azure.microsoft.com and click Start Free. You will need a Microsoft account if you use Outlook, Xbox, or Teams. You already have one. If not, creating one takes 2 minutes. You will be asked to verify your identity with a phone number and provide a credit card. Here is the key thing: the credit card is for identity verification only. You will not be charged automatically. Azure does not switch you to a paid plan without you explicitly upgrading. Once your account is created, you get $200 of credit to spend within the first 30 days. That is more than enough to build and experiment freely. Beyond the credit, 12 specific services including virtual machines, blob storage, and SQL database are free for your first 12 months. And 25 or more services are always free with no expiry, including Azure Functions and the Cosmos DB free tier. This is a genuinely useful free offering. Now let us open the portal and look at the layout. The left sidebar is your main navigation and it stays consistent across every page. At the top you have Home, which is your landing page. It shows recently visited resources and useful quick links. Below that is Dashboard, which is a customizable page you can fill with graphs, metrics, and shortcuts relevant to your work. All Services is the full catalog, every single Azure service organized by category. When you are learning what Azure offers, this is a great place to browse. Services you use frequently will show up in your favorites list, which you can customize. Resource Groups appears in the sidebar because it is one of the most important navigation concepts in Azure. Every resource you create lives inside a resource group. We will cover that in detail shortly. Subscriptions is where billing lives. Think of a subscription as a payment boundary. Everything you create is billed to a subscription, and access to resources can be controlled at the subscription level. When you first log in, you land on the Azure Home page. This is slightly different from the dashboard. Home is a standard page that shows your recently visited resources, links to popular services, and occasionally Azure announcements. You cannot customize it much. The dashboard is where the real power is. Click Dashboard on the left and you get a blank canvas. You can add tiles, small widgets that display live information. Add a tile for your subscription's current cost, a tile showing the status of your running virtual machines, a tile for monitoring alerts if any service goes down. You can resize and rearrange tiles by dragging them. If you work on multiple projects, create a separate dashboard for each one. Switch between them using the drop-down at the top. You can also share a dashboard with teammates, give them read-only access so they can see the metrics but not change the layout. For team leads and architects, this becomes a real-time project health display. This is one of the most important concepts for navigating Azure cleanly, and beginners often underestimate it. A resource group is simply a container. When you create any Azure resource, a virtual machine, a database, a storage account, you must assign it to a resource group. Think of it like a project folder on your computer. The naming convention most teams use is straightforward. Create a group called App Name Environment. So you might have Shop App Dev, Shop App Staging, and Shop App Prod. All the resources for your shopping app in each environment live in their respective groups. The real power of resource groups is teardown. When you finish a project or are done experimenting, you delete the resource group. Everything inside virtual machines, databases, storage, networking gets deleted in one action. No hunting around for forgotten resources that keep charging you. You can also apply role-based access control at the resource group level. Give a developer access to only the dev group. They cannot accidentally touch production resources. Once you start creating resources in Azure, you need to find them quickly. The portal provides several tools for this. The global search bar at the very top of the portal is the fastest way to find anything. Start typing the name of a resource, a virtual machine, a key vault, a database, and it appears in results within seconds. You can also search for service types. Type virtual machines and it takes you directly to that service page. In list views, like when you list all virtual machines in a subscription, you can filter by region, resource group, subscription, or by tags. Tags are key value pairs you attach to resources. For example, tag a resource with environment equals production or team equals backend. Later you can filter by those tags across the entire subscription. Pinning is useful for resources you visit daily. Right-click any resource and select Pin to Dashboard. It appears as a tile on your dashboard for one-click access. Finally, always watch the breadcrumb trail at the top of each page. It shows exactly where you are in the portal hierarchy, and clicking any part of it takes you back up. This is one of my favorite features in the Azure Portal, and developers tend to love it once they discover it. Azure Cloud Shell is a full terminal that runs inside your browser. Click the terminal icon at the top of the portal. It looks like a greater than underscore prompt and a terminal panel opens at the bottom of the screen. You can choose Bash or PowerShell. Switch between them anytime. The Cloud Shell comes pre-installed with the tools you actually need. The Azure CLI is there. Kubectl for Kubernetes is there. Git, Python, .NET, Terraform, all available without you installing anything on your local machine. Cloud Shell is authenticated as you. Whatever permissions your Azure account has, the Cloud Shell inherits. So you can run Azure CLI commands to create resources, query databases, or manage Kubernetes clusters without ever leaving the browser. Your session gets a small persistent storage mount, so files you create in Cloud Shell survive between sessions. This is perfect for saving scripts, configuration files, or notes that you want to access from any machine. I cannot stress this enough: set up cost management before you create any other resource. This takes 5 minutes and prevents every painful surprise bill story you have heard. In the portal, search for cost management and billing. Click cost analysis to see a breakdown of current spending. You can filter by time period, resource group, service type, and region. This shows you exactly what is costing money. To set a safety net, click Budgets and create a new budget. Set a monthly limit. Start with something like $20 or $50 that feels safe for experimentation. Then add 3 alert conditions: notify at 50% of budget, at 75%, and at 100%. Enter your email address. Azure will send you a message before you hit your limit. The most common reason developers get unexpected bills: they forget a virtual machine or database running in the background. A VM running 24/7 can cost $30 to $100 a month depending on size. Make it a habit: when you are done with a resource, stop it or delete it. Stopping a VM stops compute charges, but the disk still costs. Deleting removes everything. Let me cover 2 more things that will save you confusion as you spend more time in the portal. A subscription is the billing container above resource groups. Every resource you create belongs to a resource group which belongs to a subscription. Think of it this way: your credit card is billed per subscription. If your company has separate subscriptions for development, staging, and production, then charges are tracked and managed separately for each environment. This also gives security isolation. Developers can have full access to the dev subscription but zero access to production. As a new user you will have one subscription called your personal account or pay as you go. That is fine for learning. For portal settings, click the gear icon at the top right. Here you can change the portal language, switch to dark mode, which I strongly recommend for long sessions, adjust the session timeout, and set your default landing page. Small tweaks that make the portal much more comfortable to use daily. The directory and subscription filter, also in the top bar, lets you focus the portal on specific subscriptions. If your account has access to multiple subscriptions across different organizations, use this filter to avoid confusion. Let me summarize what we covered today. The Azure Portal at portal.azure.com is your full management interface for everything in Azure. The left sidebar is your main navigation. Home shows recent resources. All services lists every Azure offering. Resource groups are your project folders and you should always use them consistently. The dashboard is customizable, build one per project. Use the global search bar to find resources instantly. Tags and filters help when you have many resources across a large subscription. Azure Cloud Shell gives you a full Bash or PowerShell terminal directly in the browser. It is pre-authenticated, pre-tooled, and persistent. Use it for quick CLI tasks without installing anything locally. And please, set a budget alert today. Go to Cost Management, create a budget, set 3 alert thresholds. It takes 5 minutes. In the next video we cover Azure regions and availability zones, how Azure is physically distributed around the world, why it matters for your application's reliability and performance, and how to make the right region choices when deploying. See you in topic 3.